Byron.
Hi, Gina.
What are we going to do today? I think we're moving on with our acupressure series. What are we going to focus on today?
That's right. Today we're going to continue with our acupressure series, and we're going to look at 4 really simple points in the calf that are very effective in the treatment of low back pain, low back ache, low back weakness, really anything that might afflict us in the low back. And so many of us do suffer from some kind of stiff or achy low back. Even if it's just getting up out of bed in the morning, sometimes we can feel some low back stiffness.
Right. So the low back and those discomforts can be treated from the calf. Exactly.
It's part of how that whole energetic system works, how the energy flows, or the chi in Chinese medicine, and how the meridian lines, even though the main meridian that we'll be working on is the bladder meridian, starts on the inside of the eye and goes all the way over the top of the head, but primarily runs on either side of the spine, all the way down through the hamstrings, calves, and to the feet, but have a wonderful effect on the treatment of low back conditions.
Fantastic. So by using that simple acupressure on the points that you're about to show us in the calf, we can actually relieve some low back discomfort.
Exactly. I always use this example that there's kind of an incremental benefit. The tighter the back is, the tighter the calves are. As the calves start to relax and soften, the muscles relax in the calves. It's as if the back subsides exactly as the calf is relaxing as you're working on the calves.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, we're carrying our entire body on our legs, and of course in theory that makes sense, and it's super fun to watch you do that. So are you ready to show us on our guinea pig?
I'm ready, and we have a model to get started with. And the nice thing again with our acupressure series, we really want people to be self-empowered to do these things at home. So I'll be showing it first on a model, on a demo, but then we'll be doing some demonstration how we can actually treat our calves ourselves to relieve our own low back problems.
Which is awesome. I'm glad you remembered to talk about that, because the most important thing is we're trying to empower everyone to be able to use these techniques on themselves.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Byron.
You're welcome, Gina.
Okay, Byron. So now we're over here where you have pre-drawn the target marks, and you want to tell us what these are and what these spots stand for?
Definitely, Gina. There's typically 3-4 points on the calf that are highly effective in the treatment of low back problems. And most of us at some point in our life, even many times during the day or week, the course of a week, our low back can get painful, achy, just kind of a tired, weak feeling. And these particular points in the calf, and if you've noticed, if you take the center of the knee as a location marker, the 3 points are just a little bit to the outside of the knee. The first one being about 1 inch to 2 inches below the knee crease. The other one about 3 inches. And then right in the center of the calf, basically at the top of where the Achilles meets the muscle called the gastrocnemius muscle, is a point, and then about 1/2 inch to 1 inch away. But with all these acupressure points, the main thing you're feeling for is reactivity. A tight spot. Here what happens is there's always a ropey band that comes right down this line.
Which is why our patient here is flinching, because these are sensitive spots.
Sometimes the calf can be highly sensitive. So before working on the calf, you can palm, just applying a little bit of downward palm pressure.
Does that help calm the muscle?
It will usually help to bring circulation, help to relax the tight area. Grasping as well. Sometimes that makes people a little more ticklish, but actually this grasping technique for somebody with low back pain can really help relieve low back pain and tension. This is why the calf is really an effective area in the treatment of low back pain, I've seen often where you can reduce back issues by about 50%.
Okay.
Just by treating the calf. So we can do some grasping, we can do some pressing, and when you do get on the points, as you feel this was a tender spot that I marked, you can do some rubbing. You can do a thumb on thumb pressing,
okay,
and sort of press and then even pump in succession each point, and you can come down, find the other point that was very reactive. Here you can actually see where the muscle actually is kind of ropey, and you have to sort of trap the point in a way as you press on it.
And I saw that Evan moved a little bit, so that must have been a sensitive spot for him. So with that being said, if it's more sensitive, would someone want to spend more or less time on that area?
More time, but usually with, let's say, a little bit lighter pressure.
Perfect.
So you might go back with some more grasping, some more kneading, even some more pressing.
Okay.
And typically what will happen as these knots feel softer and they start to dissipate in the calf,
right,
the back's already getting better.
So we were talking earlier, and you were talking to me about kind of the mountain in the pressure points, and how, can you re-explain again to me and everyone watching how the calf actually helps the lower back?
Well, in Chinese medicine, every point actually has a name associated with a point. For instance, we did a sinus video a few weeks ago, and one of these key sinus points here, we call it large intestine 20,
right,
but it's called welcome fragrance. So as you press on this point, it opens up your nose so you can actually breathe better.
Right.
This one here on the inner eye that we did in the headache segment is called bushy bamboo.
Okay.
Or we labeled it bladder 2, but so anatomically it's in the bushy part of your eyebrow.
Right.
Well, this one here in the center of the calf is called support mountain.
Oh.
And it emphasizes the activity that the calves have, or how strongly emphasized the calves have when we're standing erect. Just keeping us standing up straight, the calves take a lot of that pressure.
Okay.
Hence the name, the calves are supporting the mountain of the body.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
So if you're lucky enough to have someone at home, someone that can work on your calf as you have low back pain, we have Evan here on the table, but this can be done on a bed. This can also be done on a couch.
Okay.
Wherever you can grasp, knead, or press these points on both sides will be highly effective in reducing and relieving back pain for people.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you to Evan for being a guinea pig for us to show these points. And now I think we'll move on over and you can show us, Byron, how we can do this on ourselves.
Exactly. Thanks, Gina.
All right. Okay, Byron, you have some strange looking tools in your hand. What are you going to show us now?
Well, you would think we're heading into the kitchen for some fancy recipe, but we're actually going to use some everyday kitchen tools for our calf treatment to help our low back conditions.
Perfect. And this is for our self-treatment, correct?
This is for our self-treatment, and as you can see, almost anything goes when you're trying to treat yourself. Almost like if you're in the shower and you're using that back scratcher, or something like that. So some of these tools are going to come in handy, and I'll show you in just a second.
Perfect.
So with the calf, a lot of times, you're going to be sitting at work, sitting at home, and as long as you can get to those points that I showed a little bit earlier, with perhaps just pressing, using your palm and doing some kneading along this line. Again, basically, if it's reactive and painful,
right,
it means it needs some treatment. So you can press, you can knead. If you can, if you have a strong thumb, you can actually press and hold the points.
And you're showing us those same points that you just marked on our model on Evan.
Exactly, correct? The same points. You can even use a loose fist, and sometimes that is just enough to get that energy flowing and start relieving the low back.
Okay.
Now, if you have a hard time maybe with your shoulder, or you can't even bend over because of your back, you can put your legs up on the couch, and then using both hands, you can reach around. You can find those points in the back of the calf that are very sensitive. You can rub and grasp. You can even just press and hold and do some deeper kneading. And again, you can even tap and smack with a loose fist like this. Sometimes I'll even get up and stand.
Okay.
Where if I can't get enough pressure, I'll stand and bend my knee and press down on the calf. Again, you can use your thumb. You can even use a bent knuckle.
Okay.
Now, as far as the kitchen tools go,
yeah,
when you're sitting, just this household rolling pin. Super easy to rub.
I bet that feels good.
That does actually feel very good to rub the calf with a rolling pin. And if you don't have a rolling pin, any kind of a spoon, you can actually hold it like a rolling pin and use the handle part to get right in on that tight band and rub and squeeze on those tight muscles.
Perfect.
In the calf. You could actually even use the circular part. Let's say your thumbs are getting tired or you need some more pressure. You can use the wooden spoon, which is nice and soft as far as, you know, the smooth rounded edges.
Right.
And you can, you know, hit that whole line coming down to the center of the calf that I showed, and you really don't even have to do specifically those 4 points. You can kind of just inch your way down and treat the whole calf.
And you're looking to relieve that muscle tension in the calf, because then that relieves the pressure in the low back, like we just talked about in the intro.
Exactly. The tighter this is, typically the tighter the low back is.
Perfect.
As this softens up, this softens up. Now, I did show when I was standing, you know, not everyone might be able to do this because this chair is a bit low and I have to bend my knee.
Right.
So I'll often use the bed.
Okay.
A bed allows you to actually keep your legs straight, and as your knees bent.
So it gets you some height.
Most beds are a little bit higher, and you'll be able to do the same technique with your knee on the bed, or even the armrest on a sofa, which is usually a little bit higher as well.
Well, that's perfect. Okay, awesome.
Thank you for watching our low back acupressure segment.
Awesome. And don't forget to like and subscribe and follow our page for more videos to come.
Yes, please like and subscribe, and there will be more videos coming.
Thank you.
Thanks.